Well folks, it's been a long time since I've done this. Had a nice little break. Been scooting off here and there and did a, don't you look at me like that, Joe, I'm coming towards you. I just thought I'd dive bomb these boys. We're just down at the development block. This is the bore. This is where the bore was we cleaned out last year. That's all working well. The header's had a little minor issues to deal with. Knives and knife guards and rub plates. We've had an inch of rain about 3 or 4 nights ago, and then about a week, no, 3 or 4 nights before that there was another inch. So Brad's up here in his little happy spot out of the sun under the shade.
Yeah, I've got my portable shade.
Hey mate, this is not a good look. All that grain stuck up in there. Hey?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
They pay you more for that.
Oh.
And I dropped your rattle gun, you just distracted me.
That's a nice way to look after the tools, Alenia.
Yeah.
So what are we doing,
what
mate?
happens.
What are we doing? We look like we've changed some sprockets or changing the gearing or not?
No, I was very tempted. The temptation was high.
There's been a real whirring noise on it when it's emptying, and it hadn't been smooth.
That shaft gets on an angle, and
that's this lay shaft here.
Yeah.
Because it was only mounted onto the bottom of the bin there basically,
yeah,
and you've put a
design, so we put that in there.
You put a little adjustment rod there to help stabilise it.
Yeah.
Did we do that on the other one?
Yeah.
And that's been good.
Yeah, that's been a good thing.
So. And
you don't want to grab me that rattle gun that I dropped yours.
Yeah, I suppose I can.
Come with the camera. And distract me.
Yeah, right, mate. I'm getting too old for this. Well, maybe I'm talking myself into it. The boys reckon I'm a bit like Boo-hoo. Everything's against me some days.
That's right.
Right, there you go.
Yeah,
so that looks like a new gear, and you're taking it off. What's going on?
Oh, just a spacing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
it's got swashers behind it.
So what's Joe working on? Phil's head, just knife.
Putting those plastic strips on underneath.
Oh, the rub bar. So
it's amazing when you've got the right bit of gear, eh?
We see the neighbours back home. We're making a bit of dust, so looks like I think
we might be too.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, I'll Tiny Three's just sitting over here.
Yeah, go and
I might go and give it a run and just do a run through and make sure it's running on 8 cylinders. You running on 8, are you, Joe?
Oh, 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. Well, that's about as good as it gets, isn't it? So we can see the end at the road for us for the harvest. I think there might be 600, 700 acres of wheat, 500 of linseed. I've got to do my maths to work out hectares. That's not happening right at the moment. A bit more coffee and I'll be right. Anyway, this dear old girl, I think we started her up a little while ago, or Matt may have, but it hasn't moved in anger for 6 months at least. So I was just going to give it a run, even let it run for 10-15 minutes, and see, make sure everything's right. They love a bit of a run, these old girls, but not like the new ones. Check me. Someone's flogged the base for me, my GoPro, so I've just got to hang on to it. I hadn't got the magnetic base. It's about a 2 metre dipstick, this thing. Some say that could be me. I tend to agree with them sometimes. There we go. So that's on. Check the radio. Yep, I can see my ugly face reflected down there, so that's all you need to know. sure what's going on here. Too technical for me. I'll check the engine oil. There he is, down there, way down there. Good thing Matt's doing the editing here. Yeah, right. I think that looks right. Too much on that stick, I reckon I'll dip that again. It's the difference of temperature between day and night. Sometimes as it contracts or cools down, it draws oil up the dipstick tube and gives you a false reading, which is always can be a trap. That's looking good. And most of these, particularly dozers, you can run them low. I'm talking in a practical sense. You can run them a bit lower on the stick than what you would if you're in rocks or quarrying or mining, whatever, because the angles, you're not getting the angles on them on this flatland country, but still. So there we are. Nice little look around the countryside. Some cotton about to go in there on the neighbours. There's our bit of gear. So let's see if this dear old thing fires up. That looks a bit suspicious to me, don't you reckon, folks? Look at that. That rain trap's only just sitting there. I'll have to have a talk to Brad about that. He's obviously slipping on his maintenance. Anyway, we'll wait until it blows off. Let's see what happens. We'll open the door, get some noise happening. transmission and everything a bit of a rumble. Hydraulics, just relax it all. Let it run for, it's not a fast idle, but a little bit faster than it's probably normally where we'd idle it, but we want to charge up the batteries and just get everything a little bit warm and up to operating temperature. So we'll just leave it there and I'll go away and come back in about 15 minutes. Just in case while I'm getting out, you want to hear what it sounds like from between the two stacks. They are a unique engine. I think in music they call it a syncopated beat. There's something like that going on because the big end journals are offset, so they share a common journal on either side of the engine on those particular pistons, but the journal itself is offset by different between each one just slightly. They have a different sound. Don't mind it. But anyway, she's happy there. We'll see if it's still happy in 10 minutes. Well folks, the 15 minutes turned in half an hour. That's the way it does. I think Brad's nearly finished his chore.
Yep.
All done, mate?
Finished, ready to test it.
Where's Matt escape to? He just turned up.
He's over loading the truck.
Oh, look at that. So we've got some good wheat that was taken before the rain, and we're going to empty that, put that in the silo because we think we may have weather damaged grain, and we're just about to take a cut and try and see what we've got. We're suspicious that the falling dollars machine, or actually falling numbers machine, what they do is they test the starch capacity, how much of it's converted to sugar with the rainfall event, and they drop a plumb bob down a measured tube with a certain diameter and see how many seconds it takes to drop. The more it's converted to sugar, the quicker the little bolt drops, and that reflects the milling quality of the wheat. So there's a big difference in the quality or the price you get paid for your wheat, whether it's weather damaged or not. Perhaps not so much the big difference this year because feed grain's still quite high and it's still quite good quality for food. But anyway, that's something that we've got to find out. So now I've given all the tractors a run on the bins. They all start. Some of the radios and the master switches were left on, or isolator switches. It's about half an hour since I fired up 23. So I'll go and just make sure she's all happy and purring, and take it from there. It does sound nice. Many people have mentioned the difference in sound with Tiny 1 and Tiny 3. Tiny 1 has always sounded just a little bit different. You don't know really what it is. It pushes, it does everything as it should. It's done 4,000 hours like that, but what do? You could spend a heap of money chasing it and you'd go broke. So you just got to love them for what they are at the moment, and look after them as best you can, but in the end they've got to turn a dollar. folks, I reckon that's about the best sign off you could get for the day, isn't it? We'll see you around next time.